Silence is a film directed by Martin Scorsese, and if you've never heard of Martin Scorsese, you should probably shoot yourself in the goddamn foot so it can encourage you to crawl out of the filthy casual cave you've been living under.
How you like me now, huh?
Gross.
So it's an adaptation of a historical fiction novel that came out in 1966 based in 17th century Japan. So you got Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver as Catholic priests going on a dangerous journey in attempts to find Liam Neeson's character, Father Ferreira, while also affirming and giving hope to the rural, persecuted Christian farmers by giving them a medium for confession, all while the Japanese government constantly putting these people in check by forcing them to apostatize, or else they'll be tortured or killed. And before I start telling you about what I think about the film, I just want to let y'all know that Silence was only playing in one theater in my entire state, and I drove 45 minutes away to downtown Atlanta just to see it. So I was certainly hoping that it would live up to my expectations, and holy shit, this film was an experience. I mean, Scorsese is still elevating the bar in terms of filmmaking, and this guy's been making films for over 50 years. He has been making masterworks for his entire career, from one of his earliest films, Taxi Driver, all the way till now with The Wolf of Wall Street. And most of y'all know that this was Scorsese's passion project. He's been wanting to make this film for over 30 years now. He's been wanting to make this film before I was even freaking born. He just hasn't done it because he felt that he didn't have the chops to pull it off yet. So now, 30 years later, we finally get to see his vision unfold. First, let's talk about the aesthetics. They're phenomenal. The cinematography is breathtaking, the editing is smooth, the sound design is chilling, the lighting, set design, and costumes are on point, and it's wonderfully acted by everybody involved. Adam Driver is great for the small amount of time that he's in this, and Andrew Garfield, Jesus Christ, no pun intended, this guy was incredible in this film. I always thought he was a decent actor, and I liked him in The Social Network, but here he has proven to me that he's got some serious talent and hopeful prospects for future films. He just did such a great job on taking on the difficult task of portraying a character that has to go through such a time-consuming and awkward transformation as he's witnessing his own people get tortured and killed while questioning his own faith. So what is Silence about? Silence about so many things. It's about integrity, it's about identity, it's about faith, it's about survival, it's about Christianity, it's about Buddhism, it's about strength, it's about weakness. This film examines so many different themes, and it somehow accomplishes their conveyance without being preachy in any way. This film in no way, shape, or form tells the audience what to believe, but it certainly does provoke critical thinking in regards to these subjects. And it's incredibly impressive to do that, especially when it comes to religiously based films like this. One second you think the film is catering to one side, and the next second rolls along and you're kind of just like, okay, fair enough. And the film does this consistently throughout, creating a fair, balanced, thought-provoking 3-hour experience. And I'm not even religious. In fact, I spend a lot of my time talking bad about religion, but I can't help but appreciate the effort and delicacy put into this film's imagery and dialogue. Liam Neeson isn't in the film that much, but his character is arguably the most important character in the entire film. Every second that he is mentioned and every second that he is on screen is incredibly important and thought-provoking in regards to faith, identity, and survival. The Inquisitor, played by Issei Ogata, hopefully I didn't butcher the fuck out of that name, does an excellent job. His role is also extremely important when it comes to the kind of conversations and debates that he has with Andrew Garfield's character. Their dynamic examines what happens when two very different belief systems and cultures butt heads as they try to find some sort of even ground. This is a film, in my opinion, that attempts to justify the doubt that everybody has in their faith. It attempts to justify one throwing out their integrity and identity for a moment in order to do what's necessary to survive. And in my opinion, the film conveys these subjects beautifully without preaching to the audience about what to feel. To me, this is one of those films that as you're watching it, you think it's great, but once the film ends and those credits begin to roll, you begin to think back on all those scenes you just watched, and you just think to yourself, wow, that wasn't just great, that was phenomenal. Which means that I'm going to give Silence an A+. My experience watching this, I'm sure, is going to be way different from the majority of people's experience, considering that most people in this country are Christian. Christians are going to be able to relate and attach themselves to the main character and other characters in this film. They'll also be able to relate to the themes of doubt, faith, and identity. So I am extremely curious to know what kind of reaction that this film will get from Christians in this country. I sincerely hope that they don't interpret this as some sort of persecution metaphor for something currently happening, because it's extremely easy for somebody to walk away from this film thinking, oh, the poor Christians, we're the victims, and we're always being persecuted because of our faith. And this was not what the film was intending, in my opinion. Scorsese would never make a film so black and white like that. Silence is a complex film that deals with complex themes, and I can tell that he worked incredibly hard on this film to purposely intend complex meanings. I just hope that when religious people go out and see this film, if they do at all, that they walk out with a more warranted, nuanced interpretation rather than just, oh, feel bad for me, I'm the victim. That's really the only concern that I have with the film, but it's not the film's fault at all, so it wouldn't be fair to judge the film on that basis. But regardless, it's an important film that I strongly encourage religious and non-religious audiences to go see. Thank you very much for watching this video and caring to hear about what I had to say about this film. Have you seen Silence? If you have, share your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed this video, share it with your friends and subscribe to the Misfit Pawn channel to be updated on more film-related content.